Ladies and gentlemen, here is your review of Scarefest 2023 at Alton Towers. Well, hello there, you're watching the official Theme Park Fans YouTube channel and welcome back to another video. So, as you can see by the video title, today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on Scarefest 2023 at Alton Towers, more so the scare attractions and also the new scare zone, Burial Grounds. Now, I say review, but when I do these review videos, most of the time I just talk gibberish and half of what I say doesn't make sense, because when I try and do a review, you know, I try my best to be as detailed as possible, but even then, you know, like, I literally speak gibberish these reviews, and yeah. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts on the full scare attractions and, as I said just then, Burial Grounds. So for the purpose of this video as well, I'm not going to be giving you guys my thoughts on Daz Games Panic, because I didn't get to experience that, so unfortunately I cannot comment on that. But I'll be giving you my thoughts on all full scare attractions and Burial Grounds. So without further ado, let's begin. So first of all, we are going to start off with the invitation. The invitation. The invitation. Now, if it was the exact same as it was last year, I just would have gone to last year's video, copy and pasted from what I said last year, and just put it in this video. But there have been some minor changes to the invitation. Oh god, I just forgot. If you haven't been to Scarefest 2023 just yet, then just leave this video now. Go and watch another video on the channel, and then come back to this video once you've been to Scarefest. Okay, just I literally forgot to say that at the start of the video, so I do apologise. But going back to the invitation, there have been some minor changes, and that is when the lights come on after the audio experience finishes, there is now an actor in the cage. And when you leave the invitation, there is like, I wouldn't say it's like a finale, but like a little exit corridor with like 2 or 3 actors. And that's about it, really. So the invitation, apart from the actor in the cage at the end and the small corridor where you exit, it's mostly the same. And, you know, I still think Towers should not have brought back the invitation. I feel like the invitation, like, it should have been put on the scrap heap. The invitation should have been put on the scrap heap. You know, just get rid of it. Just get rid of it. And I honestly hope we don't see the return of the invitation next year. But honestly, I do think we will. It's just like, okay, all right. Like I said last year, I can see what Towers were trying to do. You know, by putting in a new experience. Which is completely different to the scare mazes, but it just doesn't deliver. And honestly, when you're listening to the voice acting through your headphones, it's just so cringe, and it doesn't do anything for me, the invitation. I mean, there might be some of you who like the invitation, and if you do, then comment below, because I'd love to see your reasons. But no, I honestly do think the invitation should not come back for Scarefest 2024. Please. Please, please, please. Oh god, oh god. But anyway, moving on to the next scare attraction. And the next scare attraction I'm going to be talking about is the Attic. Now, the Attic, it's one of those mazes where you'll either get a good run through or a bad run through. For me, the Attic is probably the most inconsistent maze that Towers have ever had. You know, sometimes I'll come out of the Attic thinking, wow, what an amazing run through that was. And sometimes I'll come out and think, nah, that was alright, could have been better. And it is so inconsistent. I mean, like, when it first came to Scarefest back in 2019, you know, I thought it was awful. Then the following year, I was like, oh, right, okay, yeah, this is good. And then 2021 was a bit, And then last year was kind of the same as well. And I guess I could say the same about this year as well. As for changes inside the attic, so again, I do try my best to describe things, but most of the time, what I say won't make sense. But I'll try. I'll try from memory. After you, that scene after you walk through the bedroom, and you go down that tight corridor, and then before like I'm trying to my best to explain it, you would have like this projection mapping, and then like you would like come around the corner. What is this? You'd come around the corner, and then you would go like down another tight corridor, and then into what is that, the fireplace kind of thing. But now instead of going around that tight corner, no, I need to stop doing that. Instead of going around that tight corner, like, you see what I mean? I don't make sense, but instead you go straight ahead, and like I think this is like a new scene, and then you go round, and then down to that tight corridor. I know I don't make sense at all, but if you have done the attic this year, then you'll know what I mean. Apart from that change, there hasn't been any other changes in the attic. So yeah, that's the only change that I could think of, but there might have been more that I missed out on, but I do think that's the only change that I could see inside the attic. And as for the attic, do I think it should stay or go next year? I mean, it's been at Towers, the attic now has been at Towers for like 4 years now. I mean, if you included 2019, that's 5 years. Is it 5 years? It's 5 years, no. No, it's 4 years. 4 years. But yeah, it's been at Towers for 4 years. And I do think the attic should go. I do think that. But this is the thing about the attic, I do want to love it, but if I get a okay-ish run through, and then part of me just thinks, nah, put it on the scrap heap with the invitation. Oh. But anyway, moving on to the next attraction, and that is Darkest Depths. Again, this is another maze that has been at Scarefest since 2019. And I remember Darkest Depths being down in Mutiny Bay when it was at its best. This was before it became part of the maze package. Because when they opened Darkest Depths up in 2019, it was more of a like separate maze that you had to purchase separately to the Scare Maze package. But now it's part of the package itself. And that first year, it was amazing. And I also loved how they also brought Darkest Depths back for the fireworks that year. That was really good. And then obviously for 2020, and it stayed there ever since, they brought it up to near the, I'm trying to think, that path, the alternative path that you can take to 13. You know what I mean if you have been to Towers. That alternative path that you can take to 13 instead of going through like the archway. What's that? The archway? So it stayed there since 2020. And I remember when I did it in 2020, when it was in its new location, I was thinking, it's not as good, it should have stayed down in Mutiny Bay. But I think as the years have gone on, it's got better. And I really enjoyed my run through on Saturday. I really enjoyed it. It helped that I was at the back of the group and I was separating myself from my dad and the group. So I was virtually on my own. And the actors were absolutely incredible. They really made me laugh, I remember the scene just before you go and see the captain. The actor came up and said to me, what did they say now? It was something along the lines of, "You're late, go and see the captain." And I went through, saw the captain, and like I was laughing for that previous act. I was smiling, I was laughing, and then like the captain said to me something along the lines of, "This is not a laughing matter. Go, don't smile." And the actors in that run through really made me laugh. So yeah, Darkest Depths, and in Darkest Depths, there weren't any changes that I could make out. It's pretty much still the same as it has been since 2020. But yeah, I've really enjoyed that one through In Darkest Depths. And do I think it should come back for Scarefest 2024? Maybe. I think if Darkest Depths does come back next year, then the year after there should be a new maze in its place. So I do think Darkest Depths has at least one more year left in it, and then for Scarefest 2025, hopefully we'll see a new maze in its place. But Darkest Depths, you know, it's a good maze for what it is. Moving on to the fourth and final maze, it's Altonville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge. Yes, so Altonville Mine Tours has got like a new name, kind of similar to what Towers did to Terror of the Towers in previous years, because you had the first incarnation on the maze when it was just called Terror of the Towers, and then it became Terror of the Towers, Bloodfest Banquet, and then Terror of the Towers, What Lies Within. So could this mean Altonville Mine Tours is becoming the new Terror of the Towers with how long it's been at the resort for? You know, we're talking many years here. Like, Altonville Mine Tours has been at the resort for Scarefest since 2016. And that was when I was 17 years old as well, which is absolutely crazy. But going back to Altonville Mine Tours in its original form, before it became Tiny's Revenge this year, for me, Altonville, it's my second all-time favourite Scarefest scare maze, behind Subspecies, of course. Rest in peace, Subspecies, by the way. And I remember Altonville Mine Tours in its first year. It was so intense, and I absolutely loved it. And I just felt like as the years went on, more particularly the last like couple of years, I felt like, you know, Altonville Mine Tours should, you know, be scrapped and a new maze should be put in its place. And then when I heard that Altonville Mine Tours was coming back, obviously under Tiny's Revenge, the new name, I was thinking, really? Another year of Altonville Mine Tours, really? But no, honestly, it was different. It was a lot different. Inside the maze itself, it wasn't any different. But so when you're waiting in the queue line, you know, when you go through the tunnel to the top bit, and if you have experienced Altonville Mine Tours before in its previous incarnation, the area where they batched you in, where they line you up against the wall, that isn't the batching area anymore. It's part of the queue line. And when you do get batched, it's at the end of that like path. Well, at the end, just before where the you know, the barbed wire fencing is, you are made to stand there, and you do watch this TV, which is a bit weird. And then you get called in, and again, here's another change. So instead of standing outside of the mines waiting to go in, you're led into this tent, and there's like a sheriff actor, you know, who does like gives you a pre-show. You know what I mean? Half of what I say doesn't make sense. But anyway, moving on. So the sheriff, he gives you a pre-show of Altonville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge, and then like the lights go out, and then suddenly you have a actor who's one of the what are they called, like gas mask actors. Like, they've got one of these like gas masks on, and then you see the sheriff. He's on the ground, like they've obviously killed him, and then that's pretty much the start of the maze. And again, if you have been in Altonville Mine Tours before, that area where you go in and where you get taken down to the shafts, that's no longer a thing. So you no longer stand there, you actually go through, you skip past that, and you just like carry on. And like the rest of the maze itself is pretty much the same. But then at the end, there is a chainsaw finale. So once you leave the maze, there's an actor like hiding around the corner, and he chases you out with a chainsaw, which I really liked. So yeah, that's about it for Altonville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge. I really enjoyed it. Now, if I had to rank all 4 scare attractions, I will get to Burial Grounds in a minute, but if I had to rank all 4 scare attractions, I would say, The Invitation as my least favourite, you know, because it's The Invitation, isn't it? Then my third, my third favourite, I would say The Attic. Then my second favourite, I would say Darker Steps. And then my favourite, Autumnville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge. So that is how I would rank all 4 scare attractions. By the way, moving on to Burial Grounds. So Burial Grounds is a brand new scare zone, and thank the Lord, Alton Towers have brought back scare zones. You know, I have been asking for Alton Towers to bring back scare zones. You know, I remember doing my first ever scare zone was Scary Tales, and that was back in 2014. And then obviously I did Zombie Scare Zone, and then Dark Apocalypse in Forbidden Valley, Nox and Furnace and Dark Forest. You know, I have been screaming out for scare zones, because like the last time we had a scare zone was, what, 2016, 2017? It's been so long, and finally we have a scare zone. So Burial Grounds, the scare zone itself, it kind of follows how you know, Scary Tales used to be, and Zombie Scare Zone, where you go through a specific path, unlike Nox and Furnace and Dark Apocalypse, where it would just be free roaming actors like in the area of those 2 areas of the park. So Burial Grounds is very similar to Scary Tales and Zombie Scare Zone, if you have done those 2 before. And let me tell you something, Burial Grounds, it's a great scare zone. I really enjoyed it. And my top tip would be to do it in the dark. It's a lot better in the dark. I mean, I haven't done it in the daytime just yet, but I don't think it will be as good as if you do it in the dark. And I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it. And as I said in the Scarefest opening day vlog, what did I say now? Oh, that's it. I said that Towers, for Scarefest next year and beyond, they should bring back, well, they should introduce more scare zones, because the great thing about scare zones is that they're free to do. So if you want scares, but you don't want to pay for any of the scare attractions, then you've got the scare zones, and it's perfect. Perfect for those people who don't want to pay, but they still want a scare experience. But anyway, going into Burial Grounds, I really enjoyed it. The actors in there were great, especially one came up to me because I had my Curse at Alton Manor hoodie on, and she pointed out the Emily Alton on the hoodie, and then she said something along the lines of, "That's not the one." And now I very almost said, "Hey, don't disrespect Emily Alton here." So yeah, the actors in there were great, and there was one section where, as I said in the vlog, I was pretty disorientated, because like you go into this tent, and the tent is filled with like fog, smoke, and literally I could not see where I was going. And I just want to point out as well, I had separated myself from my dad, so my dad was a bit further ahead from me, and like, so I was like kind of like way behind him. And like I went in there and I was like, whoa, where am I going? I can't see. I can't see, help me. and honestly, I was a little bit terrified as well. Not like purely terrified, not like screaming like, ah! But a bit of me was kind of terrified, because I was like, what if I'm stuck in here forever? And then in that same section of the scare zone, and when I was just like, I could see where I was going, like I could just make out where the exit was. There was this actor who came up with me, and I was like, whoa. But no, that section of the scare zone is my favourite section. I absolutely love it. And yeah, Burial Grounds, I absolutely love it, and I really hope that Alton Towers do bring it back for Scarefest next year. That would be absolutely brilliant. And again, as I said, if they introduced more new scare zones, that would be fantastic. That would be absolutely fantastic. But yeah. And there you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on the full scare attractions and burial grounds. As I said at the start of the video, I didn't do Daz Games Panic, so I can't really comment on that. But from what I've heard, it looks decent. So whether it gets tried or not, I don't know. But yeah, so that's it, guys, for another video. I hope you enjoyed it, despite the fact I was talking gibberish half of the time, and half of the time I didn't make sense. But if you did enjoy this video, then please give it a like, because it really does help the channel out. If you are new around here and you would like to become part of the theme park fans family, then be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single video. Don't forget to check out our Facebook page. As always, our Facebook page link is in the description below, so please go check it out, give it a like. And as for the next video, I'm really hoping that the next video it's going to be a POV walkthrough of the burial grounds scare maze, because you can film in there. I didn't know if you could film in there, because obviously in the scare attractions you can't film in there. So I didn't know whether I could film or not, but now that I've seen pictures and videos of like people inside the scare zone, I know that I can film in the burial grounds scare zone. So I'll be looking to do a burial grounds walkthrough POV for you guys. So you guys, if you are going to be visiting Scarefest, well, I don't know if you are watching this video if you're not visiting Scarefest, but anyway, regardless, if you're not visiting Scarefest this year and you want to know what burial grounds is like, then be sure to stick out for that video, which I hope to get out in the next coming days. So obviously this is coming out on Thursday tomorrow. I'm filming this on Wednesday, the day before, and I'm going to try and persuade my dad to have a few hours at Towers on Friday, tomorrow, after work, once I finish work, that'll be absolutely brilliant, and then I can do my burial grounds POV walkthrough video. I'm Will Donahue, thank you for watching, Theme Park fans, and it's time to close the video now. Bye guys, see you for the next video.